People will deny it, but it's actually true. A true man and a true man of courage is actually a man who feels fear. That is actually the true meaning of a man, and I actually know that myself. I'm not a brave person, but I once took stunt lessons from a stunt workshop, and he told that teacher told us all that all stuntmen feel fear when they do things, and anyone who doesn't, he is wrong in the head. So this chapter of Boku no Hero 145 is actually a pretty good lesson. It's okay to be scared, and it's okay to feel fear. What a true man and a true person feels fear, and well, and is the words I was trying to say. A true man feels fear, but also a true man do something does tries to fight even though he has fear. No, that was the wrong words. Even though, but this chapter of Kirishima's Red Riot's flashback ends here as we see him one as he deeply laments the fact that he greatly looked up to that hero, the one who always says, "As long as you have got a mana split, and anyone can become a hero." He seems to have hated his quirk ever since he got that cut from it. But then he saw that hero that he got that was his biggest inspiration. So he began to wonder that maybe if I had mental spirit like him, I would become like him. As he looked at his book of the Gateway to Big Success, the hero froze it off. But then the hologram video appears of that hero that he actually got from his parents. Uh, and it seems that he first saw this as a child. It's apparently an interview with this hero. This I forgot his name, but the hero was noted to have an image of a reckless hero, someone who rushes headlong and prominent. So the interviewer asked him, "Do you not feel fear?" And then he actually said in that interview, "Of course I felt fear. Anyone who rushes in the jaws of death without feeling any fear is either a complete dumbass or a blah," like that. So the hero begins to talk about even when he was a sidekick, he couldn't save many people's life. And the reason for that is because he hesitated for a second, and that made his heart he feel weak. He knows the fact that villains and death itself are both terrifying, but he also knows that there's something even scarier than death, and that is the final expressions of the faces of the dead and the torment of failing to save them. It's because I've experienced them that I charge into fray. Meaning, if I translate that right, he is basically saying, you can be afraid, but you also must realize that there are some people that are just as afraid as you are. So you must save them from being afraid. So the manly spirit means it's so his manly spirit means it's the attitude you carry within your soul. I may say manly, but it goes for any gender, is what it says. But it doesn't mean being confident or not knowing fear. He says that because he's a hero, and once you made your decisions, stake your life on it. And that's what it means. He wants to charge into, say, people as a man, with a manly heart, is a heart without regret. He wants to live a life without regret. So for him, someone who feels fear must still save people, because then they will have regret for not saving them, which is exactly how Kirishima felt like here. He felt so much regret for not being able to jump into that because he was afraid, and that greatly moved him. It made him realize that when he listened to this as a brat, he probably did not understand those words then. And that was the reason why he decided to give UA a chance. Even if he is afraid, he has to try. So he apologized to the classmates, although those classmates didn't exactly know who he was. He made the tests, trained hard, and well, he did it along with Ashaido, and eventually, well, he was accepted. and then he changed his hair. It's worth noting that Adashino here actually talked to him, and he said to her, "I'm going to be a hero to protect people. I'm gonna say farewell to my pathetic old self." So she just hits him in the back, says, "The don't beat yourself up so very much. Don't overload yourself with pressure. When you're only gonna say sayonara when you're still pulling that gloomy face. When you actually overcame yourself, when he actually will change, then he will must come to her and say it, and she will spread it all over high school." So in the end, Adashino and Kirishima was actually good friends. And if it weren't for the fact that my question is, if it weren't for the fact that, well, there are so many who wonders if Kirishima is gay, I would actually have wondered, is that a ship-tease moment between Adashino and Kirishima? Well, Adashino is pretty well damn sexy, so who knows? So in the end, that's the flashback ends as Red Riot collapses. He's saying that even now there hasn't been exactly a shortage of frightening things running through my mind, but the number of things I always afraid of is surpassing any of those other fears, is reverting back into the way he was. So even though he was scared when he defended that, he still did that because he did not want to become the guy who felt so many regrets. He wanted to be a hero that can protect people, and that is amazing. As finally Fat Gum saying that there's only reason you, as they say to the guys, you lost because you underestimated the Red Riot. He's also not shy to say he also did it, as he finally defeats the two expendables with his superpower Megaton Punch, and that he names Red Riot. That is the end of this Boku no Hero chapter. All in all, an emotional flashback, and actually very wise words. Gotta say, I understand that hero. Uh, because I feel like even the biggest video games heroes, people say that Link is also a guy without fear, but I think he does feel fear. It's just that he gets the courage from fighting against that fear. And these heroes do the same. Many feel fear, but they have to still fight, because otherwise they will not save the people. So it was a pretty emotional flashback. And Adashino, well, I'm glad we saw her in this flashback. Oh no, but give me your thoughts if you have any.